Hi again, everybody. So yeah, I'm back. Kind of, sort of. I wanted to do a video to kind of talk about my thought process recently and to also show off a new format that I'm going to be doing. So I hope you get used to the way that these books and things are lined up and the way this couch looks. And hey, there's a dog. But first, I need to add a little herbal enjoyment. New format? Yeah. Listen, I'm a really big fan of Let's Have a Chat. I think that as like a concept was a really good idea for me to start early on. He just interrupted my take, so now he's here to apologize. And he's probably going to trip over the fucking wire. Very nervous. I'll explain the setup in a minute, but he's going to chill here. This is Fred. I like the concept of Let's Have a Chat as a way for me to review games and potentially other types of media further on down the line. But I really like it as a concept, just having a specific series on my channel dedicated to, like, reviews, like pure review content. And that way I don't really have to get into the, like, deeper meanings and themes of every fucking game I play. Because then I feel like if I want to write them as video essays, right? Like, I want to sit down with a script for them. By the way, this video is completely unscripted. It's going to be ADHD yap sesh all the way through. I'm going to edit it down, obviously, so that it's watchable, but meh. But when I sit down to write a script, like I said, I feel most fulfilled when I'm exploring, like, themes and stuff, and like actual literary analysis of the, like, media that I'm looking into. But I feel like Let's Have a Chat gets hindered by that because I want to be able to just review whatever I want with Let's Have a Chat. Because I feel like if I start diving into things and their themes, I'm going to start burning myself out on media that isn't of, like, a super high echelon, right? I'm only going to want to talk about the media that's fun for me to discuss. So if I want to sit down about a fucking crappy movie I saw last night, I really don't want to have to try and, like, pick apart its themes or whatever. Like, I don't give a shit. So that's what this is for. Let's Have a Chat is going to be changing. It's going to be some variation of this camera angle right here, this microphone, and this couch, and this guy. One other thing in the thingy that YouTube is definitely not going to like, and that's weed. I'm going to get inebriated before I, like, get going into a topic, and then I'm going to set a 1 minute timer, or 1 minute, Jesus fucking Christ. I basically just want to set a 1 hour timer to sit here, talk about whatever it is I'm talking about, and just try and get all the yapping out then, and then that way I have a video series that I can work on a little more consistently so that I can actually upload more. This series will be a nice middle ground for me where I still get to have a semi-consistent thing to upload every once in a while, but I'm also being creatively fulfilled by being able to, like, write shit. So that's going to be what the channel's going to look like, is there's going to be a lot more videos kind of in this style while I work on other stuff. So, yeah, this is the new format. Hope you like it. If you don't, I don't care. There's a reason why I'm using a shitty laptop camera and not my fairly decent but still shitty webcam, right? And that's because I wanted to feel a sense of nostalgia for these styles of videos, these Let's Have a Chats, and this particular video where we're having this chat here. I have a particular nostalgia for making YouTube videos on my friend's iPad when I was in elementary school, and the videos all had this digital effect to them, right? And so I wanted something nostalgic like that. And that's, like, the extent of it, really. These are how these videos are going to look. I know they look bad. I don't care. This is my style, I guess. This microphone is my partner's microphone. Their old microphone. They got a new one. But I did not want to, every time I wanted to sit down at one of these videos, undo my microphone from my computer just to have it here, just so I could hold a fucking Blue Yeti. Blue Yetis are, like, they're fucking chunky. I don't want that. So instead, I have this improvised mic, and I think it adds something to it stylistically. So we're going to pretend like this was a purely stylistic choice. What else did I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about the Dark Souls video real quick. It's still coming out. This is not me, like, announcing another cancellation or whatever. I'm still working on it. I just sometimes sitting down to edit makes me want to blow my brains out. And that's not because I don't like editing. It's because I have ADHD. Okay, let's talk about the big thing, right? Because, like, if I want this to be a comprehensive video before I come back to, like, doing stuff and for you to, like, get to know me a little better, I kind of want this video to serve as almost like a new channel trailer. Almost. Like, this is Heruseus, like, 3.0, let's call it. I don't care if you want me to or not. I'm defining what Heruseus 1.0 and 2.0 are. Okay? Okay. Heruseus 1.0 is basically any of the shit I uploaded while I was still in high school. It's not an age thing, it's a style thing. Genuinely, you will see that there is a difference in styles between those eras, right? Heruseus 2.0 started at the start of the pandemic, so the very end of my high school career, where I took a more, like, analytical approach to making things. Where, you know, we have stuff like the beginning of Let's Have a Chat, like, just as a series, you know? That goes back to there. So that's like Heruseus 2.0. And now this is the mark of Heruseus 3.0. And it's kind of the have already been pushing itself towards that for a while now. But I think with this is going to mark the, like, official arrival of 3.0. So yeah, let's talk about the big thing. This is a completely different piece of scenery, right? This is foreign to you all. It's foreign to me too. I just moved here at the start of September. Really the end of August, if we're being technical. My partner and I were living in a really, really shitty living situation that we could not afford. And that was part of why I wasn't uploading, because I was trying to make things work. And we were basically... I don't want to sugarcoat it too much, but I also don't want to reveal too much on the internet. I'll just say that we had a plan if we were to go homeless. And I'm going to let that kind of give you the mentality we were at. But we were given an amazing opportunity that comes with some ironic sickness to it. We were given an amazing opportunity to move somewhere new, somewhere that was completely different for both of us, so we could have, you know, fresh starts, and we could be comfortable again. So we moved to Los Angeles. It was so expensive where I was living that it was genuinely cheaper to come move to Los Angeles, which I feel like is something that rich YouTubers do, or at least YouTubers who are going to be rich. However, that's the little, like, sick irony to it, is that I am a channel with 130 subscribers. Thank you for that. That's really fucking cool. I hadn't really, like, put it into perspective to myself in a little while. I hadn't really, like, thought about it. But 130 is a not insignificant number. Like, that would fill my apartment. That's a lot of fucking people. That's awesome. Thank you all so much. That's so fucking cool. It definitely feels ironic to be moving to Los Angeles. It feels a lot like jumping the shark, you know? But I want you to know that the move to Los Angeles, not that I need to justify myself to you, but the move had literally nothing to do with the YouTube channel. Like, I would have continued making content no matter where I live. And I will continue making content no matter where I live, because I care about it. I care about doing it. But yeah, I have moved to Los Angeles, and despite this last year, 2024 really has sucked, but 2023 also was fucking miserable. So I'm mostly talking about 2023 here. Has really sucked, but things are getting better for me. And that's awesome. That's really cool. So, you know what? This is a Let's Have a Chat. This is a Let's Have a Chat about Heruseus. That's what this is. I don't care if that's self-centered. Fuck that. I'm doing this. I'm sitting here and I'm recording until I'm done. Until I've said all that I need to say. Until I've yapped my last yap. Anyway, I want to talk about the music I've been listening to, and the manga I've been reading, and probably a couple of the movies that we've been watching, and some games. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff right now, but it's all going to be brief. So we're having a lot of quick chats about things. I'm not setting timers for these because I just want to talk about each of them very briefly, and I can trust myself to do that. Music. I have been listening to Chromacopia by Tyler, the Creator. Phenomenal fucking album. Amazing album. There are so many songs on there that either have struck something in me, like emotionally, that has been so raw and like soul destroying, or something that is so well written that I can empathize and feel the emotions of Tyler and what he's trying to get across in the music. And like, that's the joy of music, right? Is like getting to share all that. But I think Chromacopia just does a fantastic job doing that. I've had other albums strike me in an emotional way before. This one has just done it very effectively. I think it is probably up there with Igor as one of his best works. My favorite songs on the album, like, honestly, I gotta give you a top 3. And that's Thought I Was Dead, Noid, and Like Him. Not in that order, but those are the 3. Like Him, fucking soul-crushing music in like the most positive way possible. Like, it is so poignant and emotional, and it just like, it hits. And for those of you who don't know about like the big thing with Chromacopia, is it is all narrated by Tyler, the Creator's mom. So when it comes to her ending narration on Like Him, her like harrowing what's the word I'm looking for? Like, her admission of guilt in a critical part of Tyler's life is haunting and beautiful and like really fucking touching. Like, her confession, that's what I'm looking for. Her confession is probably the most... I'm talking about art and shit, dog. Like, it's the best part of the album. It's crazy for me to say that the best part of a Tyler, the Creator album has very little to do with Tyler himself. Like, it is directly a moment from his mom. But I think it really speaks to the level in which Tyler has like unpacked himself in this album. He was really inspired by Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, which is my favorite Kendrick Lamar album. I'm just now getting into Kendrick, though, so I still have to listen to a lot more of his music. But so far, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers has been fucking amazing. All great fucking hip-hop. I have been listening to Mr. Morale a lot recently, but I don't really have too much to say on it. I've still only listened to it a couple of times, right? Like, I've sat through and listened to Chromacopia in its entirety probably about 8 or 9 times now, because usually I just like put it on in the car when I'm taking my partner to work, and I can get through pretty much the whole album before I get home, which is nice. It's not nice. I'd like to get home sooner, but like, it's cool that I have that space specifically to like sit down and listen to it all. So I've listened to that a lot. But Mr. Morale, I need to listen to more and unpack more. But it is good fucking hip-hop. That shit's raw. The Heart Part 5 is like a standout fucking track for me. I love the beat, and I love Kendrick's flow. Like, he just... Fuck, he hits it, and it's good. United in Grief is also up there for me. I know that's like a really basic one because it's the first song on the album and it was trending on TikTok for a while, but it also just like fucking hits, man. Hip-hop experiences is very telling, but I'm getting into hip-hop now, and I wish I had given the art form a chance way sooner, because there's a lot of really beautiful shit there, but I let years of systemic racism and like ingrained racism tell me that music wasn't for me to enjoy, and it wasn't music I could enjoy. So I'm glad that I got over that. Going back to the MF Doom, though, this is the last album I want to talk about. We are coming up on the 20-year anniversary of Food, and that is top 3 album of all time for me. I fucking love Food. If I can get away with it, I'm probably going to have a bunch of tracks from Doom's Special Herbs mix set in the background of this video. It might get the video claimed, it might not. I don't know. But MF Doom is a very important artist to me. So, now that we're coming upon 20 years of Food, I've been listening to it a lot again recently. And I think that there is definitely an interesting topic in the fact that many times now I have gotten into a creator's work post-death, right? It happened with MF Doom, it happened with Kentaro Miura, and I think that there is something that adds to the experience of becoming a fan after someone's death and going back and reading or listening to or engaging with their art with that context that they are no longer with us to continue that art. I think there's something really special about having that kind of relationship. And that's not to say you can't have that kind of relationship when, like, your favorite artist dies and you go back and listen to all of his music again and you're like, oh, this is recontextualized now because they're dead now, right? So I think that that's not a fully unique experience to, like, me becoming a fan of Doom or Berserk after their creators have passed. But I do think there's, like, something interesting to explore there. So with Food, it's its 20th anniversary, which is insane to me. Because that album has been a really important part of my life for only the last couple of years. I was convinced that this album was maybe turning 15. Because, like, I can tell when music is from the 2000s and when it's made later on. Like, it's just, I don't know, I was just like, yeah, this is probably from, like, 2009, 2004, dog. So it's weird for me, because on the one hand, it's like, damn, there is so much, like, time that this album has existed in and still been relevant in. But also, I kind of want to beat the shit out of, like, 3-year-old me for not picking up a fucking Food vinyl. Would I have fucking liked the music then? Who knows? But I definitely like it now. So I've been listening to a lot of Food. Great fucking album. Top 3 songs off of that are definitely Hoe Cakes, Deep Fried Friends, Con Queso, Con Carne, One Beer, Rap Snitch Knishes. Like, they're all good tracks. Like, if you ever get the opportunity to just, like, sit down for an hour with a new album, make it Food. I promise you, it's a really good time. I'm probably in the description or the comments, I'm going to be putting the link to a Spotify playlist that is my favorite song from my top 25 favorite albums. They are ranked in order based on the album. If I were to rank the songs based on how much I like the particular songs, it might look a little different, but this is currently up to date, though. Give me a couple months with Chromacopia and we'll see how it goes. I do want to talk about movies for a little bit, though, because I saw 2 movies recently that I just have to fucking talk about. The first one is Big Man Japan. I watched that last night with my partner. We got high as fuck, and we watched it, and it was fucking amazing. If you like Japanese comedy, you will love Big Man Japan. That is all I'm going to say about this movie. I am not going to talk about it plot-wise at all, because it is a movie that you just need to fucking sit down and be patient with. I spent the first, like, third of the movie being like, it's kind of boring. It's kind of fucking boring. Because it's styled to be, it's a mockumentary. And at first I was kind of bored with it because it was very, like, and you would get like these flashes of really cool, interesting things, and then it'd be back to like the. But the movie does pick up, and it becomes really good, and especially at the end. At the end, it's fucking insane. That ending is probably one of the greatest movie endings of all time. Fucking love Big Man Japan. The other thing I watched is Fright Night with Colin Farrell, the like 2011 version. I think it's 2011. I don't know what it is. Colin Farrell's really hot in that movie, like uncomfortably hot. And David Tennant's in it, and he's also hot. Fright Night definitely has some bad CGI in it, but it looks really fucking cool. Like, it's a cool movie, it's a cool concept. It has helped me start keeping track of the like game designs I have in my head. I came up with this design for a game kind of based on the ending of that film, and it's very good ending, very fun ending. Like that a lot. I watched a lot of horror movies this past month. Obviously, it was October. My partner and I kind of sat down and just tried to watch like everything we could. We made good progress through a lot of them. We watched The Killing of a Sacred Deer the other night, and that movie was like, fuck, man. That's another movie where like there's a lot of buildup. Once you get through the buildup though, and like shit really gets going, you're like, oh fuck, okay, this movie is wild. So another one that I highly recommend if you're a horror fan. Big Man Japan is not horror, and Fright Night is barely horror. Just thought I'd clarify. And it's time for my favorite segment, complaining about Pokemon. And before anyone feels too strongly about it one way or another, know one, that Pokemon has been my special interest since I was 6 years old. That shit is not changing. 2, I love the Pokemon franchise with my whole life, and I will probably die defending it in those motherfucking trenches. 3, the Pokemon Company has a lot of work to do in order to make things right. All that being said, Pokemon Legends Arceus is probably like my favorite Pokemon game right now. It's not my absolute favorite. It doesn't beat out Soul Silver for me, but Soul Silver has like the nostalgia attached to it. I think as a game, Legends Arceus is the better game. But also, I have a lot of fucking qualms with it. Getting the fucking genies sucks. Landorus and Tornadus are fine. Fuck it. So is Enamorus. All fine. Fucking Thundurus? I'm gonna kill that son of a bitch. I hate the Thundurus catch. That shit sucks. Fuck that. And then another thing that I've been thinking about. Honest to God, I cannot believe how dependent on Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl completing the Pokedex is for Legends Arceus. Because you have to, like, at least with the Manaphy shit, right? For those of you who don't know, the only way that you were supposed to figure out in a non-internet setting, the only way that you were supposed to figure out how to obtain Manaphy and Phione in Pokemon Legends Arceus is to read a book in Canalove City in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl. That's some bullshit. You know what else is bullshit? You can't catch Darkrai if you don't have save data for BDSP. What the fuck? Sorry, I think that there should be a way in the game about completing the Pokedex to complete the Pokedex without having to buy another $60 game. Listen, I am not a huge Sinnoh guy, okay? Sinnoh was like a region that just like I kind of missed in my childhood. It was at a point where like we weren't really into Pokemon at the time, right? Because like growing up, I had my experience with Pokemon be my brother and his Game Boy Color and Pokemon Yellow, and then we got a Game Boy Advance briefly at one point, or maybe it was just like a kid from down the street's Game Boy Advance. I don't fucking remember, but I remember that I played through Pokemon Ruby, and I thought that shit was the shit. We played through Pokemon Silver. I thought that shit was the shit. I never finished any of those games, and I didn't even get to play Yellow on my own time. I've talked about that before, but whatever. And then I just kind of missed Sinnoh, because we never got DSs, which is weird, Because we got a Wii. We were sucked in. My family was sucked into that, at least. But we never got a DS. Neither me nor my brother. Nor my sister. None of us had DSs. So I missed all of Gen 4. And then at the tail, like the midpoint of Gen 5, I would say, is when I got my 3DS. And I got my copy of Pokemon White. And then I went to the store with some birthday money and bought Soul Silver, and it changed my life forever. And then I got a copy of Black 2, and so on and so forth, until the end of time getting Pokemon games, right? Because that's what I've been suckered into. Ironically, Gen 8 is another generation that I just like completely dipped out on. So when it was in Gen 8 that they announced the Pokemon remakes for Diamond and Pearl, I thought this was a great opportunity. Because I haven't even fucking beaten Diamond and Pearl. I still have the loaner copy of Diamond that Luke gave me. Hi Luke, love you buddy. To play through the game. And I haven't been able to give it back to him because I have barely gotten out of Eterna City. And I don't really want to buy the remakes. Like, I'm kind of being a shitty friend by hanging on to this copy of Diamond. I know that. But, like, I don't want to fucking fund the remakes. And I know that at this point, like, the answer is to just fucking pirate them. Bad. Wrong. Bad. Wrong. Now that I've established that for YouTube. And like the overlords. I don't really care about any of that. I don't want to support the Gen 4 remakes. I have heard that they are getting a really cool, comprehensive ROM hack called like Luminescent Platinum. Great. Fantastic. It looks really cool. I'm not buying Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl. I don't even want to go through the effort of pirating them. Like, I'm sorry, I already don't care about Gen 4. And now, you're telling me that the game that I bought, the first Pokemon game that I have bought with my own money as an adult, Pokemon Legends Arceus, requires me to fucking buy these bullshit games I don't care about, too? Just so I can get Darkrai and complete the Pokedex? Fuck that. I just punched myself in the tit. Fuck that. Sorry, fuck that. That was the first Pokemon game that I bought. That was the first Pokemon game I had since Pokemon Moon in 2016. It had been years since I had played a Pokemon game. So the thing that finally gets me to come back, and Game Freak has the audacity to be like, please also buy the remakes for the generation that you don't care about. Please. Because conceptually, I really like the Sinnoh region. It's really cool. There's a lot of cool mons there. There's a lot of mons I don't give a shit about, but mostly cool mons. But I really don't want to go back. I don't even want to go through it in the first place at this rate. But, you know, I feel bad. I've had this copy of Diamond for so long that I kind of need to just fucking finish it and give it back to Luke. I'm really mad about Legends Arceus, and I was really close to completing the Pokedex and like fully completing it so that I could hunt shinies while working on perfecting the Pokedex. Wow, that sounds like it'd be really cool and fun as like a cool thing to pass the time. Sorry, can't do that. Can't fucking do that. Why? Because you didn't buy Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, so you can't go catch Darkrai. Live with the knowledge that you will forever be one Pokemon off from being able to finish your favorite Pokemon game. Realistically, the answer is the next time I'm visiting a friend who owns Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl, I just put it in my Switch and I create save data and then I just flip it out, it's gone. But that still really fucking sucks, and it's really annoying. So, not a big fan of that. Hope they don't have shit like that in Legends ZA. I'm trying to think if there are any other games that I've been playing recently that I really want to talk about, but I kind of haven't really played anything other than Pokemon. Still not a huge fan of Sword and Shield. Went back and got them. They're okay. They're fine. I kind of wish Scarlet and Violet looked more like them. I like their art style better, I think. Not for the Mons themselves, but definitely for, like, the world. That being said, I fucking love Scarlet and Violet. So this was supposed to be a, like, let's have a chat about specific video games, but this has now just become, like, a let's have a quick chat about Pokemon. Is there anything else that I want to chat about today? Sorry that I just, like, held you guys hostage. I feel like I should have established way earlier on that, like, the vibe for Let's Have a Chat is you've been held hostage by a stoner who's, like, just sitting down and yapping shit. My voice is starting to give out. You know, that's how I know it's time to be done with the yapping. So anyway, I just want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank all the people who got as far as they did into this video for wherever you may have ended off. Thank you. I want to thank all the people who have been supporting me over the years, who have been supporting me through 1.0, 2.0, and now into 3.0. Your support has been genuinely invaluable to feeling like there are people who are receptive to the kind of content that I want to put out. I hope everybody's drinking water, because it's fucking super important to drink water. I hope you've been smoking alongside me, by the way. If you haven't, my bad. My bad. I didn't tell you to. If you want to just completely start the video over and just smoke a little bit with me, that might be cool. But yeah, I just want to say thank you all for supporting me. If you've been smoking especially, make sure you drink some water. But just drink water even if you haven't been smoking. Even if you never intend to smoke a day in your life. Good for you. Drink some fucking water. And yeah, I hope you all have a damn good one. My dog is licking his damn legs so loud.